Gadol. You know what Gadol is.
Yes.
It's great. It's a great miracle. Nes. See the Nun from the Nes. Gimel. Gadol.
Gadol.
Haya. You have the Hey on the other side. Haya was. And here we have two versions. Here we have Gadol. Here in Israel we say Nes Gadol Haya Po. Po equals here. And that's why you have the pay. See the pay? Show this to Binyamin, please. But in Chutz La'aretz, we say instead of po, we have sham.
No,
Sham. Sham is there. So we have the shin instead of the pei. You see this one has a shin. Nes Gadol Haya Po. Baruch Hashem, Nes Gadol Haya Po. Okay.
Nes Gadol Haya Po. But why this one there's no Shin?
There should be. Because there's a pei instead.
Oh.
It's instead of the, it's either the pei or the shin. Right? Yes, Boker Tov. And this one has Chinese. My Chinese students try to write on each one, Nes Gadol Haya Po. Can you make it out? Can you see that? I don't know, maybe it's a...
Chinese.
Wow.
Hey, you know Beyblade? Beyblade?
Hey, what's that?
Was from
Oh, yeah.
Tops, yeah.
Not my era.
You can't see? It's too old. Have to rewrite it, maybe.
Like the of course, the meaning of course, maybe this I'm not sure.
The meaning should be nes. Nun should be miracle.
This is the nun.
Nun should be for miracle. Nun stands for miracle.
Oh.
Does it say miracle there?
Okay. Oh.
One of my students wrote it.
奇妙.
Miracle.
Miracle, 奇妙.
Chimiao, is that what it says?
Yeah.
After this,
This is the
Hey.
Nes
Hey.
Gadol Haya.
Hey.
Hey is for Haya. Was. Po. Here.
Here. Oh.
Here.
Jelly.
Little.
Jelly.
Study.
Jelly.
Here. Po. Here.
Yeah.
Jelly. So Nes is
That's a
miracle.
that's a miracle, yeah.
中马奶奶。
奇妙.
Hey. Haya.
Haya.
Was.
奇妙.
Gmail.
奇妙.
Gmail.
Yeah.
Like Yahoo? Gmail? Gmail.
Special amazing.
Special amazing, yeah. Gimel is for Gadol. Gimel is for Gadol. Gadol is great.
Great.
What's Gadol in Chinese?
大。
Yeah.
Da?
Number.
Da?
Maybe.
Correct. Big. 大。
Big.
大。
Great.
Okay.
and we shrink.
Shin is for Sham. Sham, over there, yeah, Sham. So you can
Oh, okay.
fix it up.
No, they only say no.
Say what?
If you can.
Home use is
Shem Miao, Shem
Chi Miao.
Chi Miao, Chi Miao, Chi Miao. Gadol is Do.
Who will eat it? Sorry, I didn't.
Chi Miao. Gadol is Gadol, great.
Ta.
Ta.
Ta. Ta.
Okay. Chi Miao Ta. Haya was. Haya is was.
Was. I mean that's what.
Was.
What?
Hey.
Was.
How do you write was in Chinese? I don't know.
Oh.
这种是什么意思？
他说这是过去 past
Past. Oh, was
before
past.
was past
In the past,
no,
yeah,
no, not
was.
way.
You can't say that in
You.
Mandarin.
过去
过去
过去 past
yes, past.
It was. Okay.
how to
Kochi. Kochi.
Yeah, in the past.
Kochi in the past. Yeah. How do you write that? You have to know how to write it. Kochi. And Po. Po is here. Here. And Sham is there. If you're outside of Israel, you have the Shin. So this I brought with me from Canada. The Shin. And this is a Pei. It's here in Israel. Tov. Okay. It's a gift for you. It's a gift for you. And you can use this or the page I gave you yesterday to see who remembers the 24 books of the Tanakh. Eitan is here just in time. Are you going to say the 24 books off by heart? Let's see. No. Huh?
I can try.
That's enough. Yeah. You can try. Do you have the pages from yesterday?
Yes. I don't.
I'll give you. Here. This is the English. The one I give out today it has Hebrew and English, but it doesn't have the Hebrew names. It has the English names. Let's take a look at the page I just gave you now. It has all the 24 books. Do you see the number 24, 1 through 24 on this?
Yes. No. Check.
On this. Take a look at this page now.
No.
Page 20. You see where number 24 is?
24.
Chronicles, right. 24 is Chronicles. 23,
It's Ezra and Nehemiah.
they both go together. In the Jewish count, they're one book. The Book of Ezra and Nehemiah are one book.
Can you say that in ancient times they were on one scroll?
Maybe, yeah. Okay, and then underneath it you can see who the author is, according to our tradition.
Pinchas.
Ezra, the sages called both books by the title Ezra.
Wow.
Okay? So, and who is the author of Divrei Yamim? Begun by Ezra and completed by Nehemiah. That's what it says on this page here, at the bottom.
Wow.
What about the book of Yechezkel? Can you find Yechezkel?
Yes.
Number 12.
Yes. Oh, but hey.
Who was the author?
The men of the Great Assembly.
Men of the Great Assembly. And what about the book of Daniel? Who wrote the book of Daniel? Look at number 22. Men of the Great Assembly. I thought the answer should be
Ezekiel, Daniel.
Ezekiel and Daniel.
Yes. What about that?
What about that?
What about that?
What about Hosea, Yoel, Amos,
Let me see also.
Obadiah, Yonah, Micha, the 12 prophets?
Yes, Great Assembly.
The Great Assembly. So read the note over there. Underneath number 13, the 12 prophets. What does it say in the note? The authors, go ahead.
The author of the Men of Great Assembly, because the prophecies were brief, the early prophets did not edit their own books. However, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi,
Mm-hmm.
the last of the prophets, realizing that the divine spirit, inspiration was departing from Israel, wrote down their own prophecies, and subjoining the works of the earlier prophet, put together a large volume, less likely to be lost.
So that's why they're 12 are together, because they're small. But why do we say the men of the great assembly? If Hosea wrote Hosea, obviously, Yoel wrote Yoel, Amos,
But they,
what did they do?
I think they collected all the teachings.
Exactly.
And
They collected them, they edited. Look at the Book of Esther. Who wrote the Book of Esther?
same.
Esther! But obviously it says here, the men of the great assembly, because they put it together. They put it together and finally compiled what we know as the Tanakh.
Ruth is also written by Hezekiah.
Ruth, Chezkiah, and his circle. That's fascinating.
Oh, a
'Cause
lot of books.
it's not clear when Ruth was. It says that it was in the time of the Shoftim, beginning of Ruth.
Yeah.
But Chizkiah was much later. I guess.
Maybe he got because it makes sense for me, like he's a descendant of David HaMelech. So maybe in his youth he got the information about this.
That's
history.
correct. That's correct. Also look at Shir HaShirim also. Chizkiah and his circle. Also Kohelet. It says Chizkiah and his circle. See that? All these, we have traditions about who put the book together, who put the books together. Even though the original, of course, the words are the words, traditionally it's the words of King Solomon in the Kohelet, yeah?
But you can say Shirim also consists of works of Shlomo HaMelech. Because many people ascribe it to Shlomo HaMelech.
It starts off, Shir HaShirim Asher Lishlomo. This is the beginning of the word. It says, this is the Song of Songs of Solomon. So some people say it's just attributed to Solomon. He didn't write it, but other people. Good morning. Oh. A new look. Welcome. Good to see you.
But you can also
Please pass this down to.
You can also say like maybe he went in the royal's library and he found those.
That's also could be that it was put together later.
He was a very Torah
Chizkiah.
Right?
He was, of course, Chacham. He was a prophet as well.
The prophet as well. Yeah, that's a prophet also.
I think God speaks to him. No, he speaks to Yeshayahu for sure. And Chizkiah was known as a very good king.
And was he, in the prophecy of Yeshayahu, Emmanuel, God with us, is that Hezekiah's birth?
Don't know. Anyways, yes?
I think I know about it.
You think you know it? Let's hear. Okay, so everybody, Ravid was not here yesterday. We give him this one as well, so you can follow along. We have a song. We have a new song.
But I know not which tune, just to say it.
Without the tune. So let's sing the tune first, and then we'll sing it with the tune, and then let's see if you do it off by heart, okay?
What is the song?
The song is on the page in English, in the white page. Okay, it starts. Bereshit Shemot Vayikra Bamidbar. We're on number 3 now. Number Vayikra Bamidbar. Number 5. V'devarim Yehoshua. You have it? I think also Israel. Israel was not here yesterday also. So we have to catch up all these guys. Let's start from the beginning. Let's just sing the tune first. La 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 la. La 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 Yisrael, you know the tune? La 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 la. La 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 la. Ready from the top. Bereshit שמות ויקרא במדבר, ויקרא במדבר. דברים יהושע שופטים, שמואל מלכים, ישעיהו ירמיהו, יחזקאל, הושע, יואל, עמוס, עובדיה, יונה, מיכה, נחום, חבקוק, צפניה, חגי, זכריה, מלאכי, תהילים, משלי, איוב, שיר השירים, רות איכה, קהלת, אסתר, דניאל, עזרא, נחמיה, דברי הימים. Okay, so now you know all of Tanakh. I taught you all the parshot of the Torah. Does anybody remember the parshot of the Torah?
In the street?
ראשית נוח לך לך וירא חיי שרה תולדות ויצר וישלח וישב מקץ ויגש ויחי. No, you don't remember? Who needs the one from the parshot of the Torah? Who needs? Take it, pass it around. שמות וארא בו בשלח יתרו משפטים תרומת תצווה. You remember? כי תישא ויקהל פקודי ויקרא צו שמיני תזריע מצורע. Now in the third one now. אחרי מות קדושים אמור בהר בחוקותיי במדבר נסו בהעלותך שלח לך קורח חוקת בלק פנחס מטות מעשה דברים ואת חנן עקב ראה שופטים כי תצא כי תעבור ניצבים וילך האזינו וזאת הברכה. סך הכל 54 פרשות בתורה. So those are the 54 parshot of the Torah. But now I'm teaching you all of the 24 books of the Tanakh with the Tanakh song. Okay? Not just the 5 books of Moses. That's just 1 through 5. We divide them up into 54. Got it? Let's hear. Eitan, let's hear, see if you can do it off by heart.
בראשית שמות ויקרא במדבר דברים.
Good. You're following along, guys? You follow along? He's up to Devarim. Good. What's next?
יהושע שופטים, שמואל מלאכים, ישעיהו, ירמיהו, זכריה, הושע, הושע, יואל, עמוס, עובדיה, יונה, נחום, חבקוק.
You skipped one. After Yonah comes Micha.
מיכה, נחום, חבקוק, ספניה, חגי, זכריה, מלאכי. תהילים, שופטים. תהילים, משלי, איוב. שירים, רות איכה, קהלת, אסתר, עזרא.
Skipped one.
דניאל, עזרא, נחמיה. Last one is something.
Chronicles. Very good, very good. No prize yet. No prize yet. Maybe next time when you do. Let's Michael try. Close your page. Let's see. Go for it.
בראשית שמות ויקרא במדבר דברים יהושע שופטים שמואל מלכים ישעיהו ירמיהו, יחזקאל, הושע, יונה. יובל. יובל, עמוס, עובדיה, מיכה, נחום.
After Ovadia?
Yonah?
Yeah, Yonah.
Yonah, Micha,
Uh-huh.
Nahum,
Before Tzefania, there's one more.
Yes, Nahum, Habakkuk,
Yes.
Zephaniah, Haggai, Zachari, Malachi, Tehillim, Mishlei, Iyov, Shir Hashrim, Ruth, Kohelet, Eicha, Esther.
He said Eicha Kohelet, yeah. He said Kohelet Eicha.
Esther, Daniel,
Mm-hmm.
Ezra, Nehemiah. En hey, wacht, is Daniel Nehemiah? Ach nee, what have I got? Wait, echt?
The last one, just the last one.
Ezra, Nehemiah.
Esther, Daniel, Ezra, Nehemiah.
Oh, wait. No, je hebt
Almost there.
Oh yeah, yes, Divrei Hayamim.
Yay! Well done. You get the prize. It's a book called Give Us Life,
Oh,
of parables of the Chafetz Chaim.
wow, nice.
And this is for you. You have lots of life. Bezat Hashem. There's more prizes for the next one who manages. Okay. We'll sing it one more time together with everybody. Ready? So you can learn it. Okay? Bereshit Shemot Vayikra Bamidbar Devarim Yehoshua Shoftim Shemuel Melachim Yeshayahu Yirmiyahu Yechezkel Hosea Yoel Amos Ovadia Yonah Micha Nahum Chavakuk Tzfanya Haggai Zechariah Malachi Tehillim Mishlei Iyov Shir HaShirim Ruth Eicha Kohelet Esther Daniel Ezra Nehemiah Divrei Hayamim. Okay, how many chapters are there in Ovadia? If you look on this page, you'll see the number of chapters. Find Ovadia on this page. One chapter, that's right. How many chapters in Bereshit? 50. That's right. And how many chapters in the book of Tehillim?
150.
That you know, right? 150. You see that numbers are on each one? The number of chapters. Now, what's another name for Exodus? Shmot. Another name for Exodus.
Book of Redemption.
The Book of Redemption. You see that? At the top of the page? Another name for Vayikra.
Book of the Priests.
The Book of the Priests. You guys see where I'm looking?
Yes.
See where I'm looking over here? The top, there's extra names. There's additional names. The Book of Devarim, what's another name for it?
The repetition of law.
The repetition of the law. In Hebrew, that's Mishnah Torah. Repetition of the law. Torah. Now, what does Torah mean?
teachings.
4 different meanings. Look at the top of the page. 2 on this side and 2 on this side. There's 4 meanings for the word Torah. Literally, the word Torah means instruction. To give you instructions. How do you say that in Chinese? To give you instructions. Jixing? Right. You get a new machine, a new gadget. It comes with a manual that gives you instructions. Jixin? Jixin. That's what Torah means. But it's used in 4 different ways. Let's look at the first one. Jixin.
就是大陆一般说法则是法律是吗？托拉法则
，Torah.
法则比法律管。
Torah, to teach, to instruct, to guide you, to tell you what to do. Torah.
No, you say law.
Law. So it's incorrect law. It's more precise instruction. What is law? It tells you what to do, right? Law is also, that's what it is. But the common translation is law. But it's you have to understand where it comes from the word. The meaning of the word is to teach, to instruct. Lehorot. To instruct you. Yeah.
Because the word mishpatim is also referring more to.
That's right, laws.
Judicial.
Okay, let's take a look at the top of the page at the top left. First meaning of Torah equals Pentateuch, prophets, and hagiographa. That's what they call Ktuvim, the writings. So it's the Torah, Nevi'im, and Ktuvim equals Tanakh. So all of this is called Torah. The 24 books of the Bible. Many times we just say, it's written in the Torah. What do we mean? We mean in the Tanakh. That's one meaning. But then, sometimes, look at where is the title? The title's only on the first third. Then we have the prophets, and then we have the writings, the hagiographa. So the Torah sometimes refers only to the 5 books of Moses, and sometimes it refers to the 24 books of the whole Tanakh. Okay? Torah shebichtav, we say it's the written Torah. All 24 books are called the written Torah. So Torah refers, so already we have 2 meanings. We have 3 meanings. I'll put it on the board so you understand what's going on here. It can be confusing. Okay. It's fine. Oh, thank you. So Torah equals number 1, instruction. That's what the word means. To instruct. What's that in Chinese? Huh? To instruct, to tell you what to do. That's meaning number 1. Meaning number 2. The 5 books. There's another name for the books, the 5 books, because there are 5 of them. How do you say 5 in Hebrew? Chamesh. So they're called Chumashim. Chumash. Im is the plural. Chumash, from the word Chamesh. The 5 books of Moses. Bereshit, Shmot, Vayikra, Bamidbar, Dvarim. Okay, that's the second meaning of Torah. You study Torah, you study. What's in the Aron Kodesh, in the Beit Knesset? Sefer Torah. And what's written in the Sefer Torah? The 5 books. Bereshit, Shmot, Vayikra, Bamidbar, Dvarim. Okay? So that's another meaning of the Torah. Third meaning of the Torah. Sometimes we say the Torah is, we call it the Tanakh. That's the 24 books of the Bible. The 24 books. Tanakh, because Tanakh stands for Torah. Nun stands for Nevi'im and Ketuvim. So sometimes we'd call the entire Tanakh, all 24 books, sometimes we call it Torah. Usually we call it Torah she bi chtav. Ktav means written. Kotev, exactly. Torah she, that is in writing. Torah that is in writing. That's the books of the Bible. Torah she bi chtav. Because it's not the beginning of the word, we don't say ka tav, we say ch tav, but it's the same word. It's the same letters. Okay, that's the third meaning of Torah. So far, so good? Fourth meaning of Torah is here we have Torah shebichtav, right? We have to add Torah she be, just like here, shebe, it's just the prefixes. Shebe al pe, al pe, al pe. Pe is mouth. So this is oral, the oral Torah. So sometimes as we refer to the Torah, we say including the Torah shebapeh, Torah shebichtav, and the Torah shebeh. Torah is everything. So I'll just write here everything. Everything. All the holy books, all the holy teachings, the written Torah, the 24 books, and the Torah Sheba'al Peh, the oral teachings. Torah can be used in different ways, in different contexts. Sometimes when I refer to Torah, I refer to the Chumash, Chumashim, the 5 books. Like the Sefer Torah in the Bet Knesset has only those 5 books. We read from the Sefer Torah. But sometimes when I say, let's learn Torah, I mean this book, which is 24 books, not just 5. Right? I'll move to the other side so you can see.
Everything.
Excuse me?
Everything.
Everything that's holy. Everything holy. Everything holy. All the holy study. Now this class is considered Torah. What am I doing here? I'm teaching Torah. Am I teaching this book? No. I'm teaching you about Hanukkah. Hanukkah's not in this book. But I'm teaching you about Torah. Torah is everything holy, everything Jewish. You could call it Torah. But more precisely, of course, if I'm referring to the Bet Knesset, I'm talking about the Sefer Torah is only the 5 books. Sometimes when I want to teach you Torah, I teach you the 24 books, which is the written Torah, Torah shebichtav. That's the one written in this book. Where is the Torah shebe'al peh? Written. Very good. Very good. So, be'al peh, mouth, oral. So, it's not written. It's just spoken. Something happened about 2,000 years ago. During the Hasmonean era, the Maccabees, and after the Maccabees, the rabbis, the sages at the time said, we have so many teachings, we have so many oral teachings, they're going to get lost. We have to write them down. Even though you're not supposed to. We're only supposed to have 24 books written down. The rabbis, the sages, decided we have to write them down. And they wrote them down in 3 ways. They're on the wall here. Midrash, Mishnah, and Gemara. Midrash, Mishnah, and Gemara. You see that in the green? This is the period of our sages, from year 0 to 500. Midrash, it's like a commentary on the Torah. Oral teachings, but the organization is, well, if there's an oral teaching about this pasuk, so I'll write it over here as a commentary on the book of Yoshua. And if there's an oral teaching on Yirmiyahu, so then there's a Midrash Yirmiyahu. And if there's an oral teaching on a pasuk in Amos, you'll find Midrash on Amos. Okay? There's still only one book. This is the book. There's only one organizational structure. The Chumashim, Midrash Bereshit, Midrash Vayikra, Midrash Bamidbar, Midrash Dvarim. You get it? Midrash is the oral teachings which are organized according to the psukim, the verses from the Tanakh. Okay, that's Torah. The beginning of Torah She'Ba'al Peh, when it starts to get written down, it gets written down in the form of Midrash. Midrash means to derive. Derive, to learn out, to expound upon. Expounding upon the written law is the oral law. It was always oral, and then they started to write it down. They wrote it down in the form of Midrash.
So the first written form of the Torah,
Of the oral Torah is Midrash, correct? Yes, yes.
The Oral Torah include the
Yes.
only this.
Yes.
Only this.
Well, and then afterwards more. But the first oral Torah that gets written down is in this form. The form of Midrash is number one. Okay?
It's really learning, can we Midrash?
Yes, it's another word for learning. Right. Yeah. That's right. We learn upstairs in the Beit Midrash, the house of learning, house of derivation, of expounding upon. Yeah.
The Oral Torah and the rabbis.
That's a good question. That's a good question. What gets put into the book, and what remains oral, and then gets put into a new book, the book called Midrash? That's Pinchas's question. The simplest answer is the timing. Right? We said that the books of the Bible, the 24 books that we just sang about, the last book, who did we say yesterday is the last book of the Tanakh, chronologically in history? Malachi. That's right. Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi, these were prophets at the beginning of the Second Temple era, the yellow period, 500 years earlier. After that, they sealed Ezra and the men of the Great Assembly, as we read over here. The men of the Great Assembly were very involved in setting the books of the Tanakh. And that's it. They said, no more. No more holy books. Along comes Hanukkah. There's no book about Hanukkah. It's sealed. We can't add any more books. But there's more Torah. Torah meaning there's more instruction, there's more teachings, right? I'll say instruction or teaching. What is another word for instruction? Is teaching. So there's more teachings. All that was oral. It was passed down from rabbi to student, from student to rabbi to student as they became rabbis themselves. And then, at some point, the sages felt too much is going to get lost. We have to start to write down these additional teachings beyond the written Torah. We can't add to the written Torah. It's closed, it's sealed. Look at this, leather bound with gold. You can't just, what am I going to do, stick things in? You can't do that. You're not allowed to add things. So they said, well, all the oral teachings, we're going to write them down in extra books. Books that are separate. Boker Tov. Books that are additional to the Tanakh. What are we going to call them? Midrash. Midrash on, which books do we have a Midrash? Midrash Bereshit, Midrash Shmot, continue. Midrash Tehillim, Midrash Mishlei. We have a Midrash on all the books. Now let's say you want to learn some teachings, halachot, about Shabbat. Where are you going to find them in a book? What books can you look at this point?
Numbers.
You look at the Torah, where does it say about Shabbat?
Shemot.
In Shemot,
Vayikra.
in Vayikra, in Bamidbar. It mentions Shabbat a number of times. So you look in the Psukim. But wait, where are you going to find the oral Torah about Shabbat? You go to those Psukim in Shmot,
But the Midrash.
and you look at the book of Midrash Shmot. And then you look at the Psukim in Bamidbar, where it talks about somebody was cutting wood or gathering wood on Shabbat. And you look in the Midrash of Bamidbar, and you'll find more laws of Shabbat. What's the structure? Same structure, the 24 books. But the oral Torah was written down. The first form it took, at first it was just oral, it was just taught. There were no books. Then the first structure was Midrash. Midrash on the books of the Bible. Is that clear?
Yes.
Along came somebody who was radical. Radical. How do you say radical in Chinese? This was the biggest change in Jewish learning ever in history. What was his name? I'm getting to the Gemara. I'm getting to it. I'm explaining how we get there. Who is the biggest radical who changed the entire structure of how people learn Torah? Used to be you want to learn Torah. It means you learn from the Sefer Torah in the Beit Knesset, from the scroll, or then you learn from the Tanakh, the 24 books. And if you want to know more about the oral teachings, you look for the Midrash on the 24 books. But the structure, there's only one structure, and that is the 5 books of Moses, the 24 books of the Bible, the Tanakh. Along came a fellow. He was the prince. He was known as the prince, the leader of the Jewish people.
Rabbi Meir?
Nope.
Yehuda Nasi.
Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi. Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi. And he decided to change the structure. Instead, if you wanted to look up the laws of Shabbat, you don't have to know, there's a pasuk in Shmot, I'll go look at the Midrash on Shmot. He said, let's make a book called Shabbat. And all the laws of Shabbat, I'll collect them. I'll collect them all, and I'll put them in a book called Masechet Shabbat. Masechet means tractate, which means a book. A book about Shabbat. And then what about the laws of, let's say, Nida? Nida. What's Nida? The laws of menstruation, right? A woman is prohibited to her husband when she menstruates. There's laws, how many days, how to go to the mikvah. Up until Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, if you wanted to look up the laws, what do? You look for the pasuk in the Torah. It's in the book of Vayikra. And you want to know the oral teachings? If you don't have a rabbi, if you don't have a teacher, so you look at the Midrashim, the Midrash on Vayikra, and you'll find all the halachot you want. Along came Rabbi Yehuda and says, well, there's not a good system. We need to have a separate book about Nida. Masechet Nida. No more you have to look up Midrash Vayikra. Look up the Masechet Nida, and so on and so forth. And all the topics of Judaism, let's make a separate book on those topics. Not going by the 24 books that we have here, that you memorize so beautifully. One of us memorized them. But there's a new structure. No longer is the Tanakh the most important book. It's going to become another book with another structure. Does anybody know what that structure is? It's called, not only did he make separate books, he reorganized it. He organized it into 6 parts. 63 books, not 24 books. 63 books in 6 categories. Yes, 63 books, not 24. You don't know the 24. You think this is a big book? This is 24 books in one. The Mishnah, it's called the Mishnah. It has 63 books in one. And it's divided into 6 categories, 6 orders, 6 orders they're called. 6 categories. This is 24 books divided into 3 categories, right? Torah, Nevi'im, and Ketuvim. We learned about them yesterday, right? Torah, Nevi'im, Ketuvim. 24 books divided into 3. Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi came along and he made up Shisha Sidrei Mishnah, not 3, but 6 categories, and 63 Masechtot, right? 63 Masechtot. Do you want to know what they are? I just happen to have a page for you right here, where you have all 63 Masechtot in the 6 orders in English. Pass them around. The only problem is it starts on the right and then goes to the left. There's 2 columns here.
Rob, when you say the Midrash on the...
Yes.
When you say Midrash is a teaching.
Yes. It's a form of literature that explains the psukim. It teaches oral teachings. On the structure is the psukim of the Torah.
So there is a book. It's called Midrash.
Yes. Many books. There's a Midrash on Bereshit, Midrash on Shmot, Midrash on Vayikra, Midrash on Tehillim, Midrash on all the... There's Midrash on all the books, yeah.
Midrash is the explanation of about the Tanakh.
Yes.
The Gemara come...
I'm getting to the Gemara in a minute.
Also is the explanation of...
It's all explanation of Torah. Torah means everything.
Everything.
But the structure is different.
The scope is...
The structure. Structure is in Chinese?
Structure. Instruct.
No.
Structure.
The system, the building, the way it's structured. Organization is different. Up until Midrash, there's only one organization. 24 books of the Tanakh, right? After Midrash, we have a new organization. What's that?
Mishnah.
Gemara.
Mishnah. Wait, Gemara. Wait. Mishnah. Yes, 2 topics. Only when you get to Mishnah is it organized by topics. This is organized, the Tanakh is organized by who wrote it. Right? Yeshayahu, Yirmiyahu, Yechezkel, his prophecies. You understand that? Yoshua, Shoftim, maybe chronological. Shmuel, Menachem, it tells a story. But it's not about topics. In the Mishnah, it's the first time we have a new topical organization by topic. Organization is Tzikau. Organization. Tuzi. Or new organization by topic. Topic. How do you say topic? Tuti. Tutsi by Toti. Did I say it right? Organization by topic. Okay? That's the Mishnah. And now what I gave you now is the 6 orders of the Mishnah. I want you to pay attention. The first topic is called Zraim. Do you see it over here? Zraim. Zraim means seeds. It's about agriculture. The second topic is here. Moed. Moed is about the holidays. You see this? The third seder is Nashim. Nashim is all about women. The laws regarding women. That's a topic. The fourth order.
It's not in the Book of Menachem something about Nida.
Good question. We'll get to it in a second. I'll answer you. It's a very good question. You'll see it somewhere else, but I'll tell you why. Look at the fourth order. The fourth order is called Nezikin. It's all about damages. Damages and property damage and so forth. Now we go to the top of the next column. The next column we have, the fifth order is called Kodashim. Kodashim, spelled beautifully. Kodashim, the way it should be pronounced. It's about the laws of Korbanot, the laws of the temple, sacrifices. And finally, the sixth order is called Tahorot, or Tohorot. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Tahorot is about purity. The laws of purity and impurity. So you see take a look over here. I put the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the 6 categories. He calls them orders. They're usually called Shisha Sidrei Mishnah. Seder is an order. Each one, we call it in modern day, we would say categories. Of all of the topics of the oral law, in addition to what it says in the written law. There's so many teachings, they put them together in this new order. New, brand new. Never before did we have a topic, a structure, an organization by topic. Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi, revolutionary. He ordered, put together, edited the Mishnah. I'll write this on the board. The Oral Torah. The Oral Torah takes 3 forms. The first form was Midrash. Midrash is based on the old system. Right? You have Midrash on each of the books of the Bible. The new system that we're speaking about now is the Mishnah. The Mishnah is this new system of 6 orders. 6 categories. 6 categories. By topic. And within the 6, the way we count it today, there's some total of 63 individual masechtot. Each one within each topic. Who can find Masechet Shabbat?
Yes.
Where? In Moed, in category 2. Okay, you see where Shabbat is? Over here. Now I'll answer Ravid's question. Where do you find Masechet Nida? We said before about the laws of menstruation. Oh, because Nida has a ramification regarding purity and impurity for going to the temple as well. Nowadays, we don't have a temple. So, but we still need the laws of Nida because the other side of the coin is that she's forbidden to her husband. That we still have. So, Baruch Hashem. So, Nida is there. It's not in the laws of women. It's in the laws of purity and impurity because it has ramifications for the temple purity as well. Yes, Lavid?
I'm a little bit confused. Maybe I don't understand it, but just I want to give an example when we talk about Nida, and I want to know something about this.
Okay.
I take the Shulchan Aruch, and I find my answers. So,
Excellent.
So
The Shulchan Aruch is based on this and this. This and this. 2 structures. If you want to learn Torah, Torah is everything. All of halakha, what does Judaism have to say about any topic? 2 major reservoirs, collections. One collection is the written Torah, and one was the oral Torah. It became written down in the Mishnah. Those are the 2 major structures. to look for. The Shulchan Aruch, when he wrote it, it's based on all of this. It's much later. We're going to get to it.
The source is the Torah.
The source is the Torah Shebichtav, the written Torah, and the Torah Sheba'al Peh, the oral Torah, and the major book of the written Torah is the Tanakh, and the major book of the oral Torah is the Mishnah. Okay?
Wow.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you read all the books?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
You're still so young.
I keep trying every day to study more and more. Do you know the Tanakh yet? Off by heart? Well, you know the names of the books. I want to teach you the names of the books of the Mishnah. If you thought 28 was difficult, Michael just memorized it in one day. Pretty good. You read the whole Tanakh, right? You read the... Next thing you have to read is 63 Masechtot of the Mishnah.
Which one is the last one?
The last one?
Yeah.
What do you mean last?
This, to me,
Yeah.
is this.
It starts here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and goes to the second column. This is the last one. Ukatzin.
Okay.
If that's what you mean. Just in terms of the structure of this page, it's a little backwards. It goes right to left instead of left to right. But the two columns, Word does that, you know, and when you make columns. That's right. Welcome to. Okay, it starts over here. It starts over here, and then on the right-hand side of your page. So, other questions. Let's look at one more thing. Let's look at where can you find the laws of Pesach? In Moed, what number Masechet? The third. Shabbat, Eruvin, Pesachim. Very good. And if you wanted to look in the Midrash about Pesach, where would you look?
In Midrash Shemot.
Excellent. In the Book of Shemot, the Jewish people are given the mitzvah to bring the Korban Pesach. All the laws of Pesach is in the Book of Shemot. So you look on the Midrash, on Shemot. Now in the new system, go by topic. Masechet Pesachim, the book about Pesach. All the laws of Pesach are brought there. Of course, it's not 100%. There's a lot of discussions not in the proper place, but the structure is topical. For the first time in Jewish history, if you wanted to look up, for example, the laws of marriage and divorce. How do you say divorce in... how do you get divorced in Jewish law? Get. In plural, it's gitin. Where do you see gitin?
In the Nashim.
Masechet gitin. What's the problem? You can't see, or you can't?
Here, I don't see. Here, I don't see.
Oh, okay. There's a chair right here, Benjamin. Come sit with me, close by. I don't pinch, usually. I don't bite usually, but sometimes I don't promise.
No,
It's up to you.
Maybe I've been too much intelligent.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
It's dangerous over here. Yes. Oh, okay.
Here, I don't see.
No problem. Good. I'm glad you can see now. That's the main thing. Okay. So what I'm showing you is that the oral Torah, its foundational period was Hanukkah. Hanukkah, we celebrate the oral Torah. The written Torah is all finished. It's done. It's sealed. It's in this book. You cannot add anything. What about all the teachings? What about all the oral law? Where does it get collected? It gets collected first in the Midrash, but primarily the new structure is called the Mishnah. Shisha Sidrei Mishnah. Now, many times you've heard two other words. They're on the page here. They're on the wall here. The other words are Gemara. Gemara is an expansion of the Mishnah. The discussions about the Mishnah, they follow the same structure. Same structure. There's 6 orders of Mishnah and Gemara explaining most of the Mishnah. Good question. There's no Masechet about Hanukkah in the Mishnah. We mentioned it the other day. Some people say the sages were angry at the Hasmoneans. Yes. They thought they were not proper, making themselves kings. One explanation is that's why they didn't make a Masechet about Hanukkah. It's a good question though. There should be a Masechet about Hanukkah. There are discussions in the Gemara about Hanukkah. The Gemara is explaining the Mishnah. Believe it or not, where do you think the discussions of Hanukkah are in the Gemara? In which Masechet? It's a little bit tricky.
In Toharot.
Nope.
No.
It is in Moed, but which Masechet?
Oh, it's in Moed.
Which Masechet? Masechet Shabbat. Why Masechet Shabbat? What are they talking about? The laws of Shabbat? What do we do on every Shabbat when Shabbat starts? We light candles. So they're discussing the laws of Shabbat candles. They say, wait, how does this compare to the laws of Hanukkah candles? And you have a few pages of Gemara about Hanukkah in Masechet Shabbat. It's very interesting. But there's no separate book about Hanukkah. It's true. Yes?
Where I find, which one I find something about Purim.
Here we do have a Masechet called Megillah. Megillah talks about the scroll of Esther and the laws of Purim. So there is one about Purim, but there's not one about Hanukkah. It's very interesting. So anyways, this new structure, it collects all the oral teachings. Torah shebe'al peh. The oral teachings were collected in writing. They got written down too, because otherwise they'd be lost because of the exiles and the persecution. Who was persecuting them in the foundational period, this period that we're talking about? First the Greeks, right? And then Rome. Right. The period of Chazal, where the rabbis were trying to create so much of these new structure of Torah Shebaal Peh under Roman rule. We didn't have independence. And there was persecution. You might have heard of one of the greatest leaders who is mentioned throughout the Mishnah, Rabbi Akiva. How was Rabbi Akiva killed?
I don't know.
Because the Romans said, we don't want the Jews to study Torah. No. I don't know where it was exactly, but I don't think it's Tzfat. Maybe near Tveria. The grave of Rabbi Akiva is near Tveria, I think.
Never.
Learn this.
No.
The structure.
You are giving to us today.
It's a gift.
In 16 years.
Wow.
I went through 3 years in Kabbalah.
Yes.
I went to listen to genius guys.
Yes. You always have to start from the basics. Every building, you need to have foundations. That's right. This is the foundations. Torah shebichtav, Torah shebaal peh.
Nobody gives foundation.
Here we are. What's the name of this class? Fundamentals of Judaism. That's why we're learning this. Okay? Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I think it's so important to understand Torah. Once you see, now you know what you're supposed to do in yeshiva. You have two books to learn. The written Torah and the oral Torah. The Mishnah and the Gemara is an expansion of the discussions of the Mishnah. And together, where do we have the Mishnah and the Gemara? In something called the Talmud. Talmud is the Mishnah and the Gemara. Mishnah and the Gemara together. And we have two Talmuds. One from Babylon. The scholars were sitting in Babylon and studying the Mishnah and the Gemara, creating the discussions which get written down in the Gemara and in Eretz Israel. It's called the Palestinian Talmud. Have you ever heard that before? Palestine is what they used to call Eretz Israel. Many times we call it the Jerusalem Talmud. The Talmud of the land of Israel. That's Talmud Yerushalmi.
And we have
Talmud Bavli. Babylon. Bavli. Here, in most yeshivot, in history, we study primarily, we study of course the Tanakh, and we study the Mishnah with commentary of the Gemara. Talmud Bavli. Talmud Bavli. Primarily, it became more authoritative. The Babylonian Talmud, not the Yerushalmi, the Eretz Israel Talmud. Again, Talmud is Mishnah plus Gemara. I'll write that on the board so it's clear. We have it on the wall. But on the Mishnah, we have discussions called Gemara. And together, this forms the Talmud. And there's two. One from Eretz Israel, okay? And one from Bavel.
Rav, so when we want to study the oral
Torah, you can look in Midrash,
so we start how
or
do we
you can learn Midrashim, or you can learn Mishnah and Gemara and Talmud. Okay?
where do we start first?
This class. You start from here. First, you understand what the plan is, what the structure is. Structure? The structure. Susan, no?
计划，这个地方有计划的，是in this place, in Chinese.
Yeah.
计划。
Chichwa.
计划。
Plan, the plan, that's right, the plan. Chichwa. Yes.
I have a personal question. To read all these books, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But my personal problem is I cannot remember everything what I read.
I see.
So my question is there something you can tell me how to remember it much easier?
Yes. I'm going to teach you a song. You remember it by singing and dancing. You already have a song for all of the 54 parshas of the Torah, and a song for all of the 24 books of the Tanakh. And now I'll teach you a song about the 63 Masechtot of the Mishnah. But you try, you study slowly but surely. You do your best. You do your best.
You also have a memory stick?
Exactly. We'll plug you in, and we'll do a download of all the Torah. Now, I want to, before I teach you the song, because I don't want to confuse you with too many songs, I want to give you a more detailed list. Take a look at this. Pass this around, please, as well. This gives you in English not only the names of the Masechtot, but the 6 orders. It gives you the English, the theme or the main topic, and the biblical source. for that topic, where primarily that topic is. Thank you. So let's start at the top. The first seder is called Seder Zeraim, or seeds. It talks about agriculture. You see that?
Yeah.
Over here. Over here.
But I have
Over
a
here.
question.
Over here, yes.
What is like blessing with prayers mean with agriculture seeds?
That's a very good question.
Repeat it, please.
Sure. The first Masechet in the Seder called Zraim, seeds, is called Berachot. It's about blessings. That's not agriculture. Very good question. Everybody asks about it.
And this is in the book.
Excuse me?
The first,
Berachot is book number 1 out of 63. Right
it's
here.
a book.
It is a book. Yes, right there. The one I was showing you. This is the book of. Not this one. Here is Berachot. Here, you can see over here. Everybody see over here? It says the word Berachot. Berachot. It's one book. It's a book. And there's 63 of them.